I've already filled in some rows. We're going to do a Patriotic Butterfly. This is our center that we made here in the shop, and we have these available. And then we're going to do red and white stripes with the mesh. Okay, so this is, if you don't know what this is, this frame, this is the Unique in the Creek wing board that they just recently released. And so we've loaded all our zip ties on this side. I'm going to show you what we're going to do for loading the zip ties on this side, so that way you can actually see that process, even though it's kind of like boring. But I'm just going to show you where I put them, and you can load these different ways. And then I'm going to show you how we basically do all of the left side. We're going to do part of this, my right side, probably your left. No, actually you're on the same camera angle. So I'm going to do part of the left side and then all of the right side with you. Now, here's the little bugger, is I thought I had all of the same red mesh and all of the same white mesh, and apparently I didn't. When I opened the rolls of mesh, they were slightly different. So we had to kind of commingle things. So for this kind of wing, petal, whatever kind of you want to call it, you take, this is 10-inch mesh. Everything we're using tonight is 10-inch, okay? So we have 10-inch in red and 10-inch in white. Now, whether it has foil in the like foiled stripes or not, it doesn't matter. It's still 10-inch mesh. Now, some are a little bit more basic mesh, like this one. So I know I did that one real quick, but we're just going to put one on here so you can see. And then the other problem was I ran out of clothespins to show you the way it was done, because I filled them all up with red because I thought I miscounted. Don't ask, the accountant miscounted. So I'm going to show you real quick how to do the folds, but I'm going to show you where these go. So I like to make these big bundles like this, and that's what I did with these, and I have all the red ones done. So the red ones will go real fast, but we'll need to make the white ones together. So then I take my clothespins, right? And technically you usually do one row at a time, but since I've been trying to test out this board and I only had one board dummy, duh, I should have bought two, but I was just so excited. I was like, I'll get a board. And I'm like, great, I only got one. So we're going to put these in here, and so now I know that you guys can see everything we're doing. So we're just going to put it in our preloaded zip tie. Now guys, if you get these boards, if you don't order them on Amazon, then go ahead and order them through Unique in the Creek. They have the 18-pound zip ties, which are the perfect size. I thought I had some. Apparently we did not. I must have used them for like bows and by accident, and maybe I thought they were not my Unique in the Creek ones, and apparently they were. So that was no bueno. So I had to run out and get these other zip ties, because the other ones I have that I had left for other bows were even larger. So we're going to do these red and white stripes. So I just mixed in this one that has like a little bit of snowball effect in with this plain mesh one, and it's going to be fine because we can even alternate the way they go. So let's do a little bit of the fold together so you can see that. We'll do it with this nicer mesh. Okay, so this is basically cut at a square, 10 by 10. Okay, you're going to take it and put it at like an angle so that you have almost like a square here, and then you tip the square, right? Hey everybody, City! So fold it in half, and this is a method I learned from Michelle at Monkey's Creation. So if you don't follow her, go ahead and follow her too. So just fold it in half, and then you're going to take each side and fold it in half again. And then this part, I just like to go ahead and pinch in. Okay, so everything's in the middle. And then all you're going to do is bend it. Okay, but now basically you have the back side facing you. Okay, so this is the back side, because what you want when you flip this over, so just pinch this little nub here. When you pinch that, you're going to have like this little kind of winged out effect like that. All right, so we're going to do some more together. You're going to do these so many times tonight that you're going to be able to do these in your sleep. So fold it in half, fold it in half again, and pinch. Super easy. Bend, and then that's the back side, so this is the front side. Okay, so I'm combining these two. I'm going to flip-flop which way they go, because it's kind of noticeable with a little snowdrift in there. So my first one that I put in, the snow was on this side, and I'm going to put the snow on this side this time. So I know usually you don't put these on like this on this board, or these boards you do row by row, but I was trying to test out what I wanted, because I didn't know if I wanted like red and white combined in each zip tie. And you don't have to put your, like I said, you don't have to put your zip ties lined up like I do. You can put them different, and I usually cut all the zip tie tails off at the end of a row, but since I was kind of trying to play around with the design I wanted, then I was like, you know what, we kind of need to cut the tails now. All right, so we're gonna go much faster. Because I left a couple of spots that open that we might possibly put in some more zip ties. Just because for it to be showing like this continuous shape of red and white stripes, then I might need to put in some additional zip ties with like one red and then one white, like as a joint combo pair of a bundle. So I'm going to wait until we get the other side done to see what it's going to look like, and then we'll go from there. So we're going to load up this side, because right now we do have this red and white effect here, but here on this one and this one I might come in with another bundle where it has one white, one red, and then here it has one red, one white. But let's see what happens, because these might just fill in really nicely and I may not even need it. All right, so let's load up this guy here. I found a cute little way. So I put in these zip ties because they're going to come down this way, up this way, right? So I'm going to put them all facing down first. And so if you get these boards, there's actually numbers on them. And I'm going to see if you can actually see the numbers, because I can't see right now in this camera angle. But if I do that, you can kind of see faintly there's a 1, there's a 2, 3, 4, 5, okay? And then it's just mirrored on this side of the board. So each line is a row, and each row she's put a number on here, okay? So here's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So if you ever get any instruction from Lori over at Unique in the Creek and she references a row number, then that is exactly what she's talking about, okay? Just in case you guys don't know. Yeah, it's President's Day. Yeah, I didn't know if the post office was open still. I forgot to ask when I went there today, of course. But I gotta go there tomorrow, see if I remember. I don't even, okay, so wait, before I get to that story. So I put them all down first, and then what I do, even though they kind of wiggle, I flip it over and then just put these in instead of trying to fight with the fact that I can't see where the other end is going. So I just throw these in. Okay. Oops. Of course, I'm trying to do this with one hand. So those are all held nicely. So then the second row, which is going to be, these I'm not putting anything in right here. These one-hold ones, you can. I just chose not to because it's just going to make the wingspan even larger. And I kind of wanted to keep it down like to a size. Your mesh is going to fray, guys. So whether you heat seal it or not, it's still going to fray. So this row right here, we're going to do the same as this row. All right. Let's just make sure I can try and do that correctly. So what we're going to do is we can come in this way. So this is why I say, because like if I'm trying to come in here and I'm looking at the board, I always screw up. Like I can't see what's going on. So that's why I always just put them in and then come in and flip it over. But just to show you guys that it's going to be the same, we're going to do the same thing here. All right. So then this one is going to share a space to come over here. All right. So this is the part where, this is why I usually just go ahead and flip it over, because it's so much easier for us to see that I've shared a space here. Flip it over and it's sharing a space with that hole. Okay, so we're just going to keep going. This one's going to have one, this is going to have one, and then this is going to have one. So we're going to go ahead with my method and just flip these in here, and then we come to the back side and flip this over. All right. Now I think if you get the smaller zip ties, look, we've collected a friend here. I think if you get the smaller zip ties, which are the 18 pounds, the heads might possibly fall through, so be careful. All right, so see how it's just kind of like a weird mess over here? So you can start closing some of them a little bit, just slightly. You don't want to close them too much, because you want to make sure you can fit your mesh through there and close it up. Okay. I know a lot of times everybody has their boards already preloaded, but I figured doing one side with you guys might be a little more beneficial, because when I was watching a couple of people do it, I was like, wait, well, what holes do you have it in? I can't tell, right? This one I flipped by accident the wrong way. And there's not enough space to turn it in that hole. Hi Cheryl, what's going on? I think we're gonna, CT, I think we're gonna have snow next week, like 3 days. So this one we're gonna do, this hole here gets shared again. These two share hole. Then we're gonna do this one in the middle. Then these are gonna share holes again. Okay. So why don't we go ahead and try and do that. So this is row 4. Okay. And hopefully this camera angle is good for you guys to be able to see all this. I'm going to flip this guy over. And has anybody tried the Unique and the Creek boards? They really are kind of fun. Just something different to try. Sorry, these ones that have shared holes, I'm just trying to make sure that zip tie doesn't turn the wrong way, and then I gotta pull it out again. Oh, you've been working on the mini top hat? Oh no, you're taking a break, does it? Oh no. Taking a break in a good way, bad way? I hope a good way. Oh, Peggy has never seen these boards done. Awesome. Well, I'm glad you're saying it tonight. I just, when I saw the red and white, when I saw the blue star fabric, I was like, oh, perfect for a patriotic wing board. Because, you know, I know Michelle from Monkey's Creations did a really cute one, and she added stars from Michael's, like these little foamy sticky stars. But I was like, I don't want to do the same thing. I'm just looking. Oh, my bundles are right here. So, oh, we need one more row. Shucks. Hold on. We need one more row. So I was like, I don't want to do the same thing. And then I saw that fabric and I was like, oh, yes. Yes, yes, yes. So I said, I'm going to make my butterfly the patriotic kind of butterfly. So if you don't flip your board over, this is just what you can do. Grab and throw underneath. We just have 3 more to load, so I figure this will be easy. So these all get shared, these last 3 here. And when I finish this last hole, I'm going to show you that what we have left of empty holes, ooh, that was kind of close. There's these 2 in the center, that's it. So everything else is already loaded, and then we have these 2 free holes in the center, and then I'm going to see if we need these 2 holes or not. We might actually use some other holes because our little butterfly bodies come with some tabs on the bottom and the top. And you can use one or you can use both. It just depends. I always put 2 because it depends on what you're going to attach it to. Sometimes I might, if I had decided to put 1, then it kind of limits you to like what board you're using or anything like that. So, or frame, I should say. Oh no. Oh, okay. All right. Well, you can always cut down the size of the template a little bit to make like the band a little bit, you can leave the band size and then cut the round part a little bit smaller so that your band overlaps instead. So you can always do that. And you can always message me if you have any questions, Cheryl. Okay? Alright, so we're going to do the red. And what I need to get is that zip tie cutter. Oh! You guys seen that little zip tie gun cutter? It's like a zip tie gun. Cuts the mesh. Not the mesh. Oh my gosh. I just picked up the mesh and said mesh. It's almost like I'm sleeping. It cuts the zip tie tail right off without like hardly any effort. Hey Deborah! Deborah, did you get my thing in the mail yet? Alright, so I think those are coming on nicely, so we'll just go ahead and add that. We'll just take them off as we get to the end of this. So the red ones we have already made in bundles. And these here at the end, so these holes that have single holes, you can actually put mesh in those. And the way that I saw Michelle do it was if you grab a bundle and you zip tie actually your bundle, then before you zip tie it tight, you actually... So if you zip tie this, right, I'm going to show you what she did. If you zip tie this tight, say that's zip tied, then you come in, before you zip tie it real tight, you just come in here with an open zip tie. Don't close this one, but you tighten this one, and then this is the one that you wrap around here, around the edge of the board, to kind of lay this. But if we added one more, it's just going to add to the length, or I should say the width, looking at width. Going to add to the width of the board, and I really didn't want to make it any wider because you can tell right now from this side you can't see any end of the board. We have some frays here, but we're going to have to do a little hair cutting. Snip, snip, just like this side. Alright, so you can put the mesh at the ends of the board, but I just chose not to. It was just my preference. Okay. All right, so now we're going to come in. Did I miss one over here? I absolutely did miss a white one over here. How did that happen? Talking, that's why. Can only do one thing at a time, I guess. Hey, Lori! So, I'm just gonna, so we're on the second to last row because this is the last row essentially here that we're gonna put mesh in, okay? But this was the area that I said let's hang on to and kind of test out what we're gonna need, all right? This is our first time doing this one, so we don't really know. So we're definitely going to need more mesh because if you see this, you know what I mean, it's still not covering everything and it's meant to have more in there. I know we only have one more little white bundle, but so let's think about this. We're going to put, I think, a bundle with red and white, and then white and red, and then white and red. Okay, so why don't we do some more white little guys here? All right, so let's move this guy over so you can see. All right, so now we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, all right? Do I have enough red bundles? I think I do. Okay, so we're just getting our red bundles out. I think I'm going to go with a thicker mesh, so we might have to make a couple of red bundles. So I'm going to take this red one and give it back. And so this one I'm going to marry with a white one, but on this side. So I'm going to do red and white. Okay, so that it kind of stays consistent with our little color scheme of red and white stripes. So that's why I kind of left this one towards the end to fill in, because I wanted to make sure if I put 2 reds, then the red might run into the white and I wasn't going to be happy. So let's take our thicker mesh again from the red and marry it with our white. But now this time we're going to have to flip it. So we want our white on this side and red on this side. Okay, because we're only got 3 little holes this time. Because every time we get closer to the center, there's less holes, obviously, because it's getting smaller and smaller and smaller. Okay. And then this time we're going to go white and red in this hole here. So let's take our thick red bundle apart. Let's put this one back. Probably doesn't really matter if I grab the thick one or not. And we're going to grab it with this white one, and it's going to go this way actually. White and then red. So that way it stays consistent. There. Okay. So if your hands hurt doing this, which my hands are starting to hurt, just being honest, you can always grab your needle nose pliers, kind of, and just put your thumb down here and pull. If you don't have one of those zip tie guns, which we will be getting, I'm pretty sure. Just another little tool that we need. This one looks kind of not tightened, so hang on. Hang on. Yeah, we got a couple more clicks out of there. All right. So this one is much better. We're just going to move this over because this is going to cover everything up. Okay. I'm going to make sure our white's not running into our red, and that everything looks okay. And this one's going to go this way a little bit more. Okay, now we're going to do this side. So I do think we need to make 2 more red bundles. So that's our butterfly wreath. So it's got the little antennas. Let me measure this guy for you guys. Oh, well, I have my mat underneath. Let's see. So by the very tips, it's measuring about 27 inches wide. And that was without using, I'm going to have to curl this guy on the inside because this guy's bothering me. That was without using the holes on the edge here, like I mentioned. If you guys didn't see it, I'll flip it around again. So these holes can actually take mesh too, but that was just going to make it even wider. I didn't want it at that wide, so I left them empty. Okay, so I'm going to leave this flip for a second, so in case you guys wanted an idea of which holes the zip ties go into. So row 1, I believe this is row 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yeah. So row 1 has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 zip ties. Row 2 has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so up to 10 zip ties. And row 4 has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so there's another 5, so 5, 10, 15. And then we have another 3, so that's 18. Okay, so 36 zip ties all together on here. I used 2 pipe cleaners on attaching the body. Very easy. You guys saw how easy that was. You just zip in the pipe cleaner through the loops. You don't have to poke a hole in the damn thing or anything like that. And then I just hung in a little hanger. What kind of takes the longest is your bundles for your mesh, obviously. And then this little guy is all done for you, and you just zip him on. And you don't even see that he has a little flat mat back. Okay, and the antennas can be bent. They come bent backwards, so to curtail on the shipping costs. Yeah, so we're selling the body, and we're selling this weekend the pattern as well. The pattern will be personal use only for now. I haven't figured out whether we're going to offer a commercial use license separately or not. It's been a little bit on my brain to do, but we haven't gotten around to it. So I've just been messaging with people that have asked for it, but nobody has committed to it, so I haven't fully committed myself to listing it. All right, so I think that's it. So yeah, we will have the pattern available, so that way if you have fabric that you really want to use and maybe something special to you, then you can absolutely buy our pattern and make one yourself. All right, I think I got all, look how it glitters a little bit with all the foil in there. Looks pretty cool. So these, like I said, most time consuming part is your bundles or your mesh. Loading your zip tie really doesn't take very long, because you saw how fast we loaded the zip ties together on one side. And then again, it's just really doing your bundles for your mesh, putting them in. This guy's already done. Zip, zip, de doo, and we're done. So I hope you guys love this red and white stripe pattern with the blue stars. You don't have to add anything else to it that you don't want. So if you want the finished version, this will be listed in our Etsy shop tomorrow. Tonight we're going to go ahead. Oh, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Betty. Sorry. That was my fault. So Tuesday and Thursday nights is our live time, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, because I know some of you come on from different time zones. But we switched to tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And if you guys haven't followed our page, I'd appreciate it if you do. That way, when we do go live, if you go ahead and follow our page, Facebook will send you push notifications if you allow them to, so that you know when we go live with any kind of project. And we don't do just wreaths on here. Like I say, we do wreath attachments as well on here. So if you guys want to learn other things, that's what we do. We do all sorts of things. All right. Okay, guys, have a wonderful night. Have a wonderful weekend, and have a great holiday. I'll see you guys soon. Talk to you later. Kathy from Santa Marta Design. Stay creative. Bye.